All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, Great Millstone, who teach very well, where I learned this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect, who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. And today, just basically getting on how this whole kingdom of Esau is now divided. You fast forward into, you go back into the 1980s, fast forward to 2001, and you fast forward to 2023. Each year, this place have been getting separated, man, or getting weaker through time. And the reason why, because Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai is preparing a new kingdom. Matter of fact, before I get this Daniel, let's go to Isaiah 24. I'm just going to jump down to verse 4. It says, the earth mourneth and faileth away. The world languisheth and faileth away. The haughty people of the earth do languisheth. And right there, the haughty people of the earth is talking about Esau, Edom, and their regime as a whole. Specifically, the beast system, NATO, and the EU. Again, through time goes, it says, it mourneth and languisheth away. Let's go into this word languish. Word languish, Strong's H, 5334, to be weak, to droop, languish, to be exhausted. And again, at the end of the day, Yahweh Shai have hit this place with a grievous blow. These people, they can't unite on the simplest things. Even that false, attack that happened recently with Hamas. They thought that was going to bring everybody together. And just like 2001, we got to fight against the act of terrorism. Guess what? You failed, man. Because now everybody can see through your lies. Everybody can see through your BS. You don't have that strong hold of deceit like you had back in the day. Let's go ahead and go down. It says, a primitive root, to droop, by implication to be sick, to mourn, languish, be weak, right here, to wax feeble, because as time goes on, the Lord is breaking this place down a little by little. And again, it's not like all these nations is just going to at one point come together and we got to get together and get everything right on the NWO. Even in the midst of the NWO, nations are going to be fighting against each other, man. Because you got to realize they're not coming under the banner of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. They're not coming under the banner of something that everybody wants. Hey, Esau, he's a selfish and greedy man. So, of course, he's going to try to kill everything and everyone around him just so he can be on top. He's in that spirit of, if I can't have it, then nobody can. Well, guess what? You're not going to have it, Esau. Because if the Lord continue to let you reign, like the scripture said, there shall be no flesh that shall be saved. Let's go ahead and continue on in verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Because when you got in power, you are cancer, man. Everything you touch, it turns into shit, man. Wherever you go, death follows. It even tells that in the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, he is as death. Esau is the representation of death here upon the planet Earth. If you don't believe that, ask who make the chemtrails. Power plants with the toxic waste and pollution. Who can you point to for things like that? Esau, Edom, man. And let's say if you do say something about it or you speak against this guy, he's going to try to demonize you. But your demonization is not working because at the end of the day, the truth, which have been so long without fruit, have been exposed, man. So these devils can't use that same BS that they used with 10, 20 years ago, man. Let's go ahead and get this in the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter. Just going back on how this place is being broken down on all levels. Let's go to Daniel 2. We're going to start at verse. Just get to the point because we already know about the statue, the head of gold, the chest of silver, the waist of brass, and feet of iron. But the legs is part of iron and part miry clay, which actually represents these different kingdoms. The gold represents the Babylonian kingdom. The silver, which is the chest plate, it represents the Medo-Persian Empire. The waist which is the brass, represents the Greek Empire. The legs, which is the iron, represents the Roman Empire. But the feet, which is part iron and part miry clay, actually represents this beast system today, man. So let's go ahead and get this. This is the book of Daniel 2 in verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, their Roman Empire. For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. Because again, this modern day system is piggying back off the Roman Empire. One of those things that they always use, their two biggest weapons, is deceit and also war. Let's continue on in verse 41 though. Whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Let's get this in the NIV. As the toes were partly iron and partly clay, so shall the kingdom be partly strong and partly brittle. Let's go ahead and get that word brittle, because that same word brittle is the same word as broken. Let's go ahead and get it in the root definition. Broken, to break in pieces, break down, to rend violently, because that's how this kingdom is going to be taken out. That's how you get on top through a violent situation. That's the same thing that the Lord is going to do to take you out through a violent situation, man. You know? Going down to the Strong's definitions. Break down, off in pieces, broken. Right here, bring to the birth, crush, destroy, hurt, quench. So the Lord, he's going to destroy and hurt this kingdom. And rightfully so, because ever since this guy been in power, death have been reigning. You know, cancer has been on a crazy increase over the past 5 years. Sicknesses and illnesses, it's been on an increase for the past couple of years. Ever since Esau been in power, nothing but bad things happen. And not only affecting the humans, but even the damn ecosystem. You know, this guy, he's so proud and don't take no type of accountability for himself. He's the one that fucked up the ecosystem. And now he's talking some, yeah, when the cows pass gas and they burp, that's the reason why the ozone is. No, man. If you stop cutting down the trees and stop doing deforestation, for the lack of better words, everything will work in harmony. But ever since you've been in power, things have been out of whack, man. That's why I say it's partly strong and partly broken. Because even you go into these different countries, there's a parliament on the EU. There's certain strong countries like America, you know, Britain, which was the Brexit, France and Germany. They're strong countries, but they have to pick up the backs of the Greeks, you know, in these different smaller nations that's trying to join in. Even Ukraine is trying to join in to fight against Russia, showing you that all these things is just crazy, man. And even Trump, when he was on, the presidency, he even told Greece and different countries, y'all got to start carrying y'all weight. That's why it says the kingdom shall be divided, partly strong and partly broken, man. Because one of those things that these devils always talk about, the GU summit, is the climate change and this, that, and the third. But really, man, they talking about the Israelites trying to get us off the streets from prophesying and exposing you. That's why this truth is the most powerful thing upon the planet Earth, because this truth actually dictates what happened upon the planet Earth, man. Now, real quick, I have an article. This is an article on The Hill. It says, why the divided states of America, yeah, not the united, why the divided states of America would be incapable of uniting in a war crisis. And we are in the midst of war. Like it says in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, a time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. We are in the time of war right now. Again, that Russia and Ukraine and that Israel Hamas thing, that's not the only wars that's going on right now. It's cyber wars, trade wars. All these things is actually biblical prophecy being made manifest. Let's go ahead and jump down a little bit on the article, because they was talking about that 2001 attack, those different false flags. But let's jump down right here to the point. It says our nations has radically changed since 2001. Why has it radically changed? It has been going weaker and weaker. The polarization and fractionization and disunity have reached a whole new level. It's woke culture, and if even you be around these people that so-called woke and enlightened and really in wickedness, you really can't stand them, man. You understand why the right wing hate the left wing, but you also understand why the left wing hate the right wing. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we like you guys bumping heads. For lack of better words, let's say if you on a football team or basketball, and somebody get a nice little touchdown, somebody get shook or something. Soon as the teammates start arguing, you won the game. So we love to see the disunity of America, man. We love to see the right wing versus the left wing and the left wing versus the right wing. Because ultimately, that's another reason to show you that you guys are not the true rulers. Because if you was, the regime of David, talking about those guys in Israel, if you was the people of Yahweh, and the Lord sent you back into that land to be blessed, at the end of the day, the planet Earth will be running off peace. But we see no peace in the sight here in this society. Let's continue on. Would America unite again like that if there were comparable catastrophic 9/11 attacks, foreign war crisis, or a third world war? And the answer to that is no, man. Nothing can bring America back. There is a long list of reasons why such a restoration of national unity could not be presumed possible anymore. Among the many reasons that come to my mind: social media, misinformation, disinformation, the lack of agreed upon set of factors, whataboutisms, severe distrust of government agencies, institutions, departments, and news media's tailoring content to political leaning of its viewers. Yes, because people talking shit about Joe Biden, people talking shit about president. This is supposed to be the king. And that shows you that Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter, is not talking about no American. What the word of a king is power. Even though they can pass different laws and legislations, hey, they could pass a law today and there'll be a whole bunch of people speaking up against it. One thing that's big in the news right now is how they let the refugees of Ukraine coming over here. But soon as the Issacharite, Northern tribe, Naphtali, Simeon, soon as they come up here, it's a problem. And everybody is talking about it and calling you guys out on your BS. And not only Israelites, it really be these patriots, Americans, that be bringing out the truth on you guys, man. It says these have all contributed to a decrease in patriotism. Going back into what? That drooping, that languishing, that growing, waxing feeble. A roadblock to unity crisis. In March 2023, a survey found that less than 40% of Americans now consider patriotism very important to them, down from 70% in 1988, showing you as time goes on, this place is getting taken out. And that's what prophecy is, man. Prophecy works through time, Father Time, which is undefeated, man, So no matter how much Esau try to bounce back or do this and do that, at the end of the day, the will of the Lord will be manifest. And what's a part of the will of the Lord? Making these devils fight against each other. Let's go ahead and get this in the book of Isaiah, the 19th chapter, and I'm going to start at verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Now, those Egyptians today is talking about these Americans, man. Or you could say the Republicans versus the Republicans versus the Democrats, the woke, versus the patriarchy. All these different things showing you that Yahweh is working in the midst of the planet Earth. It says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And not only just going to America, even the bigger picture, the kingdom of Russia versus the kingdom of America. The kingdom of Ukraine versus the kingdom of Russia, the kingdom of Hamas, which, believe it or not, it's Edomites that's in their hierarchy seat versus the kingdom of Israel. At the end of the day, this is the will of the Lord being made manifest. Let's go ahead and get another one. The one that Yahweh said, that's Matthew. This is the book of Yeah, let's go ahead and get to the one in Mark. This is the book of Mark 3, and I'm going to start at verse 20. I'm going to start at verse 23. It says, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. And if the house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. Showing you that we are in the end times of America. We are in the end times of this beast system. Why? Because the Lord is letting the Edomite versus Edomite crime, man. To my black on black crime, Edomite on Edomite crime is way worse, man. That's wars. You go into civil war. The civil war is the biggest bloodshed the biggest bloodshed of American history. But you guys want to talk about those people up there in Chicago, man. It don't compare into the deaths that you push forth throughout the whole planet Earth, you know? So yeah, I just pray this video was edifying, just a quick little video. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash, and Shalom.